Okay, Devin, we're going to come back to you now.
I understand the main goal, but do y'all guys have like other like smaller goals, like on a smaller setting than the overall goal y'all guys have?
Sure. So say for next year, one of the things we have is a sustainability scholarship for incoming freshmen and transfer students. Right now we have 5 in the program. Say next year, I would like to bump that up and increase that to 7 or 8. That's a very short-term goal. But one of my other goals is getting, wow, I just lost my train of thought. Sometimes it's hard to, when you've been looking at long-term goals so long, it's hard to like figure out, remember your short-term. But a great example is working on our curriculum. So we have a staff fellow, Joy Oakes, who is looking into a lot of our departments, like across the board. So from nursing to criminal justice, social work to the English department. Where do we have sustainability in our curriculum? And then where do we have the gaps? How can we fill the gaps and get sustainability across the board, at least in each department? That's like a 1 to 2 year goal for us. And including with that is getting faculty that are currently not involved or think that their class does not include a sustainable option, engaging with them and getting them to engage with our office to see that it is possible and it's easier than we think.
All right, Lincoln.
My question was going to be short-term goals, so I really don't know. Can I go back?
Okay. Amelia?
So you said you started in January.
Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering what you did before you started that.
So before this, I worked for 4 years as a research assistant, basically. My title was environmental technician. I managed an environmental chemistry lab. So basically, I worked at the National Great Rivers Research and Education Center. And what that center focused on was big river ecology. There are lots of field stations that study like ocean ecology and tides and things like that. But there's really not that many that focus on large rivers, freshwater, things like that. So we did watershed research, basically looking and working with farmers, small communities, and seeing and researching ways that we can take better care of our land in an effort to take better care of our water. So we focused on mostly nutrient pollution, like nitrogen and phosphorus. So I did a lot of chemistry.
You're seated as well. You started the seismomics earworm in my head, but that's not relevant. It was a rock group to the 90s. Never mind, my memory goes way back. Dennis?
I know you talked about earlier, like, was increasing the awareness of letting people, like, pollinators and stuff like that, get more use in those. Do you plan on increasing, like, the awareness citywide, and if so, how?
That's a really good point. One of my goals is not just staying within Mount Mercy, but getting Mount Mercy connected with the outside community. I think that's really key. And there are several organizations around, Monarch Project, Indian Creek Nature Center. They are also doing pollinator outreach, and they will have groups where they work with homeowners to increase native plants in their own landscaping. So that's a really great way to start that partnership.
Yeah, the rain garden thing was tied into a city effort, wasn't it?
Yeah, the rain garden was actually brought to my attention through officials in the city of Cedar Rapids. And so it was actually a partnership between Green Iowa, AmeriCorps, and the city of Cedar Rapids. And so I think definitely building those types of partners and using them to help increase our outreach is going to be very key.
Okay, Lincoln.
Your rain garden, is that supposed to grow plants that people eat, or is it supposed to be like plants for pollinating?
It's for plants for pollinating.
Okay.
So a lot of our, one of the key aspects of rain garden plants is that they are perennial and they're deep-rooted prairie plants. So the plants that you put in a rain garden have to have a few very key aspects to them. One, they have to be able to withstand drought. That's where those deep roots also come in. But they also have to be able to withstand flooding. So there's a very limited number of plants that can handle both drought and flooding. And then you want them to be perennial, so they can really get established and their roots can grow really deep and you don't have to keep replanting it every year. And then an added benefit is those plants, if you choose flowering plants, tend to be just naturally very good for native pollinators.
All right, we're going to take one of our camera breaks here.